Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon you, be upon all of you beautiful souls. Today, I will light up all of you beautiful souls' hearts with the meaning of how do we believe with certainty that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has got our back, that He's with us. One of the biggest problems with human beings is that we take advice from anyone and everyone other than our maker. Now that's like saying, as if you have a laptop and you take a laptop to a TV company, AC company, or a refrigerator company. What does TV, AC, or refrigerator company know anything about the laptop? Their advice is going to cause more damage than cure. You take the laptop to the laptop company, to its maker. Just like that, you take your problems to your maker. In every aspect of your life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, O mankind, there has come to you a good advice from your Lord, and a healing for everything that troubles your hearts, and guidance and mercy for the believers. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us that if we take His good advice, it will fix every problem of ours, and it will be a source of healing, mercy, and guidance for us. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran that Allah intends for us ease, not difficulty. Okay? So when we take the advice of our Maker, then the journey of life becomes easy for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah intends for you ease, and He does not want to make things difficult for you. Okay? Now, before we move on to today's topic, I would like to talk about the video. One of the things from the last video, my intent was not to hurt anyone. I was not saying that men who marry more than one wife, they're bad people, or they're not honorable creations of Allah. They are honorable creations of Allah. Allah has honored them. There's one thing saying your parents believe in you, your spouse believes in you, your children believes in you, but there's a whole different ballgame when Allah believes in you. They are honorable creations of Allah. I was not saying that men who marry more than one wife are bad people. They're not. Allah has honored them. They came from light. And the light is with them. Their essence is delight. Okay? I was trying to help you understand the woman's perspective. Okay? So that you can better serve humanity to the highest level. Okay? Now, either you can take the woman's perspective now, or you can take the woman's perspective from your Lord on the day of resurrection. You decide. Okay? What I'm about to teach you, I want you to think from an empathetic heart, not from a destructive heart. Okay? We're not here to break things. We're here to build things. We can only build things and benefit humanity to the highest level when you're able to understand the essence of what an individual person is. Right? So, I was not saying that anyone's preventing a man to marry a second wife. They can do whatever they like. What I was saying was that just how a woman gives a man the space to marry a second wife so he can build himself a tranquil home, a man needs to respect a woman and give her the space to build a tranquil home with someone else. Okay? Clearly, you were not able to build a tranquil home with your first wife. That's the reason why you're even thinking about marrying the second wife. If your first wife is giving you the space that so that you can build a tranquil home with your second wife, then you have to, in a very dignified manner, you have to respect and value your first wife and give her the space to build a tranquil home with someone else. You tried building a tranquil home with her, you weren't able to. Let someone else try. She can respectfully opt out of that environment and build herself a tranquil home. And you should be happy for the fact that she's building herself a tranquil environment, the same way you're building yourself a tranquil environment. For you to be saying, you know what, jealousy is something that's really bad, you better suppress it, and I don't care, you suppress it till the day you die. That's like you saying that she's wearing clothes that is giving her an allergic reaction, and you're saying, I don't care, suppress whatever reaction you're having till the day you die. That's not empathy, okay? And another thing we need to understand, these negative emotions that we have, right? Anger, laziness, frustration, jealousy, these are the indicators from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us that this environment is not giving you a sense of tranquility. This environment is not serving you. Therefore, something that does not serve you will not help you serve anybody else. Think about it. If you are wearing clothes that is giving you an allergic reaction, forget about serving your household and serving humanity and the generations. You can't even serve yourself. So to say that is definitely not empathetic at all. Okay? Now, these are the emotions that is telling us that this is not putting us in a state of tranquility. Now, a lot of the times we say people are angry, lazy, frustrated, but we don't realize that when you're trying to put someone somewhere where the divine has not chosen them to be, that's why they're having those signs and symptoms of not the best version of themselves. This is Allah's way of teaching us this is an environment that is not serving you. Respectfully opt out of this environment and build yourself a tranquil environment which is serving you, so that you can serve your home, serve the world and humanity as a whole, and the generations too. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to put, I want you to think of this as a picture which puts you in a state of awe, or I want you to think of this in a manner that this is a piece of Jannah, a picture of piece of Jannah, or a picture of something that puts you in a state of awe, a scenery that puts you in a state of awe. Now, you are trying to put, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given all of us a divine talent and divine advice, which is the glorious Quran, and that's how we do the maximum benefit, not just to the world, but to the generations. You are trying to put a puzzle piece here where it does not belong. Now, if you're going to try to push it in somehow, let's say you push it in, it will benefit here, it will benefit here, it will benefit here. And in fact, because you're trying to push it in where the divine has not chosen them to be, this is the reason why the byproduct of anger, frustration, laziness is coming out. Because they don't belong here. If you let the person sit where they belong, where the divine has chosen them to be, then they're not going to be lazy. They're not going to be angry. They're not going to be frustrated. And the thing is, this person, if you try to push them in here, they come home, now they don't like their job, they're frustrated, angry, irritated, and then they're destroying their divine relationships because they don't like what they're doing. This is an environment which is not serving them. But if you let them sit in an environment which is serving them, which the divine has chosen them to be in, then they will not only just serve themselves, they will serve their home, their generations, and they will also serve the world to the highest level. You know, with your divine talent, you don't need motivation. You don't need motivation for it. Allah will get you out of bed. Allah will get you out of bed. Nobody needs to motivate you to do your divine talent, because Allah's got your back with that. He will get you out of bed. He will be persistently guiding you through that. You will be sitting there and you will be enjoying that. And the work will not feel like work. You would not have to put your alarm to get out of bed, because the divine has chosen you to do that. You will be innately doing that because that's chosen to you from the divine. And you have the capacity to benefit the world and the generations, not because of you, because of the divinity. He's got your back in this. The problem is we are putting things where they don't belong. And these are the indications from Allah telling us this environment is not serving you. You are not meant to sit here. I did not design you to be here. This is not who you are. This is who you are. When you put yourself where the divine has chosen you to be, you will not have anger, laziness, frustration, all these negative emotions. These are the indications telling you that you're not in a tranquil state. And same thing with jealousy. That Allah is telling you this is an environment that is not serving you. Therefore, you respectfully opt out of that environment in a very respectful, dignified manner and build yourself a tranquil home. So that you can see, you can only serve someone if you're able to serve yourself. I can only give someone something if I have it. If I don't have love and I don't have tranquility, I will not be able to distribute it. Forget about to the world. I can't even distribute it to myself. I have to be in a tranquil environment in order for me to serve humanity and the generations to the highest level. So and it's true that when a man's marrying a second wife, the first wife is jealous. That's Allah's way of telling her this is not a tranquil environment for you. And then, this whole chaotic circle starts then, where the woman says, you know what, I've spent so many years with him and I have so many kids with him, and this is what he does to me. He left me for some other woman. First of all, he didn't do anything to you. You are doing whatever you're doing to yourself. And why are you attached to him in such an unhealthy way where you're dictating that he's doing something to you? Are you worshiping Allah or are you worshiping your husband? If he is moving on with someone else because he wants to build a tranquil home, let him, and be respectful about that. You respectfully opt out of that environment and you build yourself a tranquil home. And instead of saying to your kids, your father was not a good man, you know what he did to me, he did blah, blah, blah. Instead, you should tell them, listen, he was a dignified man. We had 20 years of good experience. We dwelled in tranquility for 20 years. After that, he built himself a tranquil home with someone else. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had destined me to build my tranquil home with someone else. This vicious cycle of just putting each other down. You have to learn to guard your tranquility. You cannot let your outside environment make your inner environment messed up. If you're not in a tranquil environment, forget about serving the world and the generations. You can't even serve yourself. How in the world are you going to serve your home? You have to guard your inner environment and your tranquility. And the way you guard it is by understanding these indications. Anything that's not going to serve me and it's not going to bring out the best within me will not help me bring out the best within my home or within the generations or within the world. And then we also hear this where parents, they say, you know what, I have all these diseases because of my children. You don't have all these diseases because of your children. You have all these diseases because you're so keen on making sure that your child does every single thing that you want them to do, instead of trusting the fact that Allah's got their back, and whatever they are meant to do in their life, Allah will make them do. Trust the fact that they have a divine talent in which Allah has got their back. Ali Radiallahu Anhu said, don't raise your children the way your parents raised you. Why did he say that? Because each one of us are tailor-made for a particular talent. There's only going to be one of your child from the time the world was created until it's going to end. And whatever, your one child is going to have that one tailor-made talent. And then we have children saying, our parents don't understand us. There's no one who understands you better than your parents, okay? And for you to say your parents don't understand you, that's actually showing you yourself don't understand yourself. Had you understood the essence of who you were, there was no need for you to explain to your parents what you are. They would see it. If you were truly in love with your Lord, you would guard your tranquility, and you will not let the outside environment dictate how your inner environment is going to be. Learn to guard your tranquility. Only then you can serve yourself, your home, your world, and the generations. Don't let satanic nonsense entertain and get the best of you. You're here to bring out the best within yourself and within your surroundings. And you know what? As a man, if your first wife wants to marry somebody else in a respectful, dignified manner, let her go. Why are you so reluctant on holding on to her? Are you worshiping Allah or your wife? We have to learn to help each other build a tranquil environment. Only then we can bring out the best within ourselves. You will not attain righteousness if you don't give the things you love in charity. We have to come out of these unhealthy attachments, which is causing more destruction in our life than construction. She's giving you the space to build a tranquil home with your second wife. Give her the space to build a tranquil home with whoever she wants to build a tranquil home with, in a dignified manner. And for you to say that, you know what, she needs to control her jealousy and suppress it till the day you die. Listen, Allah did not give you strength to not cause oppression and not allow oppression so that you can suppress the weak. Allah did not give you strength so that you can oppress the weak. Allah did not give you strength so you can break the heart of the weak. Allah did not give you strength so that you cannot be empathetic towards the weak. Allah did not honor you with such high honor roll and gave you that job so that Allah did not, that's like you saying, you being a physician and you're killing the patient. That's like you saying a person has a fever. I don't care if you have a fever, suppress the fever till the day you die. Allah did not make you a physician so you can kill the patient. And Allah did not make you a judge so that you can suppress the weak. He made you a judge so that you make sure that you don't oppress the weak and you strengthen the weak. Allah gave you such high privilege of not causing oppression and not allowing oppression so that you can strengthen the weak, so that you don't break the heart of the weak, so that you can build the weak, so that you can nurture the weak, so that you can be empathetic towards the weak. And for you to say that it's not good for her to have jealousy, that's not fair to her. What if your wife was going to marry 4 men? How would you feel? How would you feel? That's exactly how she feels. have to give her that space if she wants to opt out of that relationship in a very dignified manner. You have to respect her space and help her build a tranquil environment the same way she's helping you build a tranquil environment. We're here to bring out the best within each other, not the worst. That's not the essence of who we are. And for you to say, you know what, you stay here till the day you die, I don't care, you suppress your jealousy. Who are you worshiping, Allah or your ego? Allah did not give you strength to suppress the weak. Who are you worshiping, Allah or your ego? Really ask that. You know, there are a lot of women who want to build. They want to build. Each one of us have a divinely tailor-made talent that was made just for us. And there's only going to be one of us. When we have a tranquil environment, we can not only just serve ourselves, we can serve the house, our house, we can serve the world and the generations. There are a lot of women who want to build. They want to build. They want to put their divine talent to work. And the divine has honored us with this talent. He's going to ask us, what did we do with it? A lot of women want to build. You know what they say? You know what their response is when you ask them, why aren't you building? They say men have a lot of ego. That woman may not be saying something to you right now. Right now, she may not be saying a word to you. But on the day of resurrection, that tongue and that heart is going to be saying way more than you can imagine. Even your mother is not going to be on your side that day. What makes you think your wife is going to be on your side? If you let your first wife build a tranquil environment in a very dignified manner with someone else, then that woman is going to raise her hand and she's going to make a genuine dua for you, a genuine prayer for you, that, Ya Allah, things didn't work out between us. But I've never seen a gentleman like this man. He not only stood up for me, and he was not only empathetic towards me, he not only helped me build a tranquil environment, but actually was there for me. Grant him the best of tranquil home in this world and righteous legacy to the level he cannot imagine. Make it easy for him in his grave, and grant him a mansion next to you, for I cannot express to you what he has given to me. A genuine prayer for someone you, in a very dignified manner, respected their environment and actually gave them the space to build tranquility for themselves. Listen, innately, none of us are bad, okay? Innately, none of us are bad because we came from light, okay? Our essence is delight. How can they be bad? Allah did not give you strength to waste that privilege. Allah gave you the privilege of not causing oppression and not allowing oppression because He believed in you. He believed that you had the capacity to not oppress the weak, not suppress the weak, not damage the weak. You had the capacity to strengthen the weak. You had the capacity to let the weak build. You had the capacity to flourish the weak. Let them build. Let them build. Allah has given this privilege to them for a reason. I am telling you, the day men actually stand up and they start strengthening the weak, they start becoming empathetic towards the weak, they start nurturing the weak, they start making sure that they're not going to break the heart of the weak. You watch what the weak can do for you. They're going to build to the level you can't even imagine. Give them the space to build. Give them the platform to build. The essence of who we are is to become light and delight, not darkness and void. Give them the space to build. You know, I was not going to make this channel when I realized there was only going to be one of me from the time the world was created until it's going to end. I realized nobody else can do my job. I have to do my own job. Each one of us have a job because each one of us have a divine talent. And that's why I started this channel. If I was of any benefit to you in any aspect of your life, then let them build. Let them build. You know, we say women gossip, women do all these things. Why do you think they're entertaining themselves with all this satanic nonsense? Because they're not putting their divine talent to work. Had they been putting their divine talent to work, they wouldn't have time for all of this entertainment of satanic nonsense. Let them build. Let them flourish. Build them a tranquil platform, a tranquil environment. The essence of who you are is light and delight. Show it to the world. You know, Allah didn't honor us to put our talent to waste. He honored us because He believed in us, that we can make this world such a better place that we can't even imagine. Each one of us have a capacity and a privilege to not just change the world, but to change the generations. If we genuinely put what we're designed to do, we can build an environment we can't even imagine. Human beings are the only creations who have the privilege to be better than the angels. Nobody has this privilege. Why would you waste it? Think about it. Why would you waste it? And why would you let somebody else waste it? Allah is going to ask us, I gave you a talent. I honored you with a talent. What did you do with it? Now I'm going to talk about how do we believe with certainty that Allah's got our back? So actually what I do, the best way to understand this is anytime you feel you're stuck in life or things are difficult in your life, I want you to look at the sky. And I want you to look at the stars, the moon, and the sun, the clouds, the movement of the clouds, right? And I want you to reflect on the fact that the same Allah who's keeping and sustaining and maintaining the earth, right? Sky is not falling apart. The moon and the sky and the sun, they're not falling apart. Allah's keeping them alive. He's maintaining them. The same Allah who's keeping me alive and is keeping them alive has got my back. Allah's got my back, right? And not just that, when you really think about the movement of the clouds, subhanAllah, it's amazing how we are not moving, right? Or else you'll start feeling dizzy. So think of it in a manner that I'm not moving, and subhanAllah, Allah's truly got my back. The same Allah who's kept these trees live hundreds of years, these trees alive, the same Allah's got my back, you know? So that certainty starts coming into you when you start really reflecting on the nature, okay? Human beings are the best creation of God. We should become the best version of ourselves in every aspect of our lives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for your goodness, nothing but the best of this world and the best of hereafter. Ameen, Allahumma ameen. Inshallah, I will see you in the next video. Until then, Allah Hafiz.